Just when looking at you, open up my eyes, and I'll stay with you forever all the time. And I'm stepping out to leave it all behind. I'm confident your love will be my sight. Just when looking at you, open up my eyes, and I'll stay with you forever all the time. And I'm stepping out to leave it all behind. I'm confident your love will be my sight.
Hold out your hand, yeah. Every day you're with me when I think I can't stand, yeah. You got big things coming, part of your plan, yeah. Step up in your love, I say you're the one I want. The love that you were giving is salvation. You will keep me moving if I'm patient. I just wanna get right to the racing. You love me so I could not be complacent. Not afraid of the battles I've been facing. Nothing that you do is ever wasted. And you got the fire like I'm blazing. Cause I was tryna copy when I pissed in.
Just when looking at you, open up my eyes, and I'll stay with you forever all the time. And I'm stepping out to leave it all behind. I'm confident your love will be my sight. Just when looking at you, open up my eyes, and I'll stay with you forever all the time. And I'm stepping out to leave it all behind. I'm confident your love will be my sight.
Big mountain, what do I say? Them can never love you my way. You go low, then you go high. You go near, then you go far. You go going around. But you're falling down and down. You just wanna go the distance. Promise you I'm what you're missing. Promise you my life, promise you my time, promise you no lie, yeah. Carry go, I'm on me more to carry low, oh yeah. Oh na 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 na, oh na 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 na.
Just when looking at you, open up my eyes, and I'll stay with you forever all the time. And I'm stepping out to leave it all behind. I'm confident your love will be my sight. Just when looking at you, open up my eyes, and I'll stay with you forever all the time. And I'm stepping out to leave it all behind. I'm confident your love will be my sight.
But sana nakupenda, roho yangu umeguza. Mungu nisho kama huyu ni mke wangu. Sana nakupenda, roho yangu umeguza, yeah.
Just when looking at you, open up my eyes, and I'll stay with you forever all the time. And I'm stepping out to leave it all behind. I'm confident your love will be my sight. Just when looking at you, open up my eyes, and I'll stay with you forever all the time. And I'm stepping out to leave it all behind. I'm confident your love will be my sight.
Hold out your hand, yeah. Every day you're with me.
Take me home, take me on a ride. I got a good feeling about the colors lighting up your eyes. Take me home, take me to the sky. I got a good feeling. Tell me the only thing you are is mine now. Na 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 na. I got a good feeling. Na 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 na. I got a good feeling. Good feeling.
Okay.
That's good, fam.
All right, it's another Thursday.
Family.
It's another Thursday, another beautiful Thursday that we can talk together.
Yeah.
We can spend some time together. We can love together. We can romance together. And we can also talk to our for our family, right?
Yes, sir. I love doing life with you, love.
You do?
I do. And with you guys, we love you all.
Oh, yeah.
And for our family, let us know who's in here. Go ahead and put something in the comments.
Come on.
Let's holler at some of our people real quick, love.
Can we talk to our people right now?
Because this topic, man.
Oh, this is a topic that really, it's serious.
Yeah.
But, we gonna have, because
we're gonna do our best to make it a serious topic.
Yeah, because we gonna try to mix both of them in here, man. But it is a serious topic, and it touched us. It did. So we're gonna talk about it, y'all. So who we got here now? Who we got in here?
Hey, Ariel and Tyson, what's happening, fam?
We see y'all, fam.
So good to see you guys.
We see y'all.
Michelle out there in Hinesville, Georgia, and let us know also what part of the world y'all watching from. Also,
what's happening, y'all?
We really, really appreciate that.
Yes.
As you guys come in, go ahead and put something in the comment. Hey, Takoya Wright, what's happening, sis?
What's going on,
Always,
y'all? We want to make sure y'all tag some people too, so make sure you tag your spouse if your spouse ain't on here, your friends, family, everything, right? Gigi. Gigi.
I'm on time today. What's good, sis?
What's going on, Gigi? Salem, North Carolina.
Salem.
Come on now, Winston-Salem, North Carolina. What's going on?
Oh, thank you, girl.
We are always so happy to meet up with our family.
Yeah.
To talk some real stuff. And we're excited because we have something going on, right? This next month we got something going on, and it's about intimacy. It is about getting close.
LaTroy always want an opportunity to talk about the boom boom room. You always want opportunity,
but in a healthy way. I joke about it, but I love because I want people to experience what we experience.
Yeah, thriving,
you know what I'm saying?
Happy. The romance, the affection.
Right,
the way
exactly.
God intended it to be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's that shows I love y'all. I care about y'all. I want y'all to experience the boom boom room in a way that is healthy, but that's not what we're talking about today.
So let's give them more details real quick, and we're going to put a quick little promo up later, but that's on April 13th, right?
Absolutely.
What you're referring to is Intimacy Uncensored. It's an online event that we're hosting April 13th. More details to come.
Yeah, we got some more people chiming in. What's going on, y'all? Y'all already know. Gigi, we see you. Haley, thank you for tagging your spouse. Hey,
Paula.
Paula, what's going on? 504 NOLA.
All right,
what's
New
happening?
Orleans. What's good, sis?
What's going on? California with Clarity Jones out there. Tell Johnny we say what's up.
Yeah.
What's going on? What's that? Brazil?
Solange. Hey, sis. What's happening?
What's happening, y'all? Renee, what's going on? Let's keep it going.
Maryland.
Good to see y'all in here. Maryland up in here. Kendria, Little Rock, Arkansas, man.
All right.
Man, y'all rocking with us today. We got Kristen, Greensboro, North Carolina.
Let's go.
What's happening? Thank you also for tagging your people, man.
Absolutely.
Today we want to get in on this topic.
Y'all saw the caption.
Yeah. I mean, it's real. It's real. Ain't nothing. It's just a real thing. The caption says that we're going to talk about PMS and menopause. Menopause. We're going to keep it real today. And because, we joke about it sometime. And,
we do. We make light of it a lot.
Yeah. And especially, a lot of men, we joke about it. I think sometime we make something minor that could end up being major in your relationship.
Absolutely. It's a serious thing.
Yeah.
And, even in television, over the years, I remember being a little girl watching TV, and I would see so many men would sort of make fun of women who was PMSing, right?
Yep.
Oh, she just PMSing, almost like she's broken, like something's wrong with her.
Right.
She's defective.
Right.
And, so I didn't know what I was getting into.
Right.
I had just started my cycle as a little girl, as a teen, I think since I was 10 years old.
Yeah.
And so I would hear my mom, sort of talk about it and stuff. But man, it started to get real serious. When I started getting into my 30s, I started paying a little more attention to it.
Right. Yeah.
And then we had to get into really now doing research about it as I got mid 30s.
Right.
Late 30s, early 40s. I'm like, wait a minute, something is shifting. What? Maybe there was some truth to all of this stuff.
For real.
Back in the day.
Because it all started off with when we first started together and married. It wasn't really a problem. I knew you were cramping and things like that. And but a lot of the mood swings that really affected us didn't come until you started being in your mid-late 30s.
Absolutely.
And then what came with those cramps was growling. You start growling.
Troy, I already know. Y'all work with your girl, because I know you're going to trip a lot today.
No, I ain't going to trip a lot. I'm just a little bit at the beginning, but
go on ahead and get it out.
I knew something. I knew something was serious when she started that growling. But
y'all see this.
But honestly, it started off when you just started pulling away. That's how it started. Yeah. At first. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know what was going on because hey, I'm a man and I didn't know too much about PMS and things like that.
It showed me how little I knew. About it, honestly. And I don't think there's enough education out here. Our parents didn't prepare us. My mother didn't prepare me. From my standpoint, the only education I got about it was men targeting women as though she was broken and that something was wrong. It was more so from a comical perspective that, you know, oh, she PMSing, you know, but it wasn't no education around it. And clarity, I hear you say you're in perimenopause and it ain't fun. That's another phase. You know, that's happening now. And, you know, everybody's confused, you know, the husband and the wife. And so we just wanted to open up some dialogue around this, you know, topic today. We want y'all to put your experiences in the comments. You know, let's talk about it. Let's talk about what you're feeling. And is it impacting your marriage?
And that's what we're doing, y'all family. Let's talk about it. But, you know, we're going to share some things about our experience.
Absolutely.
Because, you know, at first, especially when, you know, you got older. And it started hitting you. I knew when you know you dealt with the cramps and the withdrawing early on, but then later on, as you got closer to 40s, the mood swings started happening. And the irritability and different things, it got worse.
The tension started to come into the relationship, you know, and even I was noticing it, and I was trying to figure out, like, girl, what's wrong with you? Like, what's, you know, so it was really like I was suffering in silence for many, many years, and I'm still in a season of my life where I'm learning and I'm growing as well. So
and what happened, it affected our marriage because I didn't know what was going on. I know it would be like just regular conversation. And then also, let me say this too. It was kind of tricky with us because we were going through a season also of healing. And of healing in our relationship. So
there was so much things attached
going on. Attached to it. But doing the research, we realized that, you know, even a lot of couples, like with us, we got into arguments. The little things would spark during that window of PMS. Like the little things would spark an argument, you know, because at that season you were short at that time. And at first I didn't understand it.
Absolutely.
I thought
ain't forgive me. You mean something wrong with you.
I was starting to demonize you. Like something wrong with you. Like I literally was like, this is a demon. Like, ain't no way. Like, for real. Ain't no way you this mad over this. And I didn't understand until I really started doing some research myself. And then because it was tricky because you didn't even know what was going on.
Because sometimes, you know, you're thinking, okay, maybe it's unresolved issues. Now, granted, you know, there is a real situation at hand now. You know, there's a real conflict on the table, okay? You know, maybe you said something to me that I didn't like, and then, you know, I'm responding. Instead of responding with grace, right, and understanding, I would probably respond with anger. You know, and in that window when I was PMSing. And so a lot of times we're thinking like, man, is this still attached to the old unresolved issues? Like we were really trying to process, like, because I'm like, I know I'm healed from that. So why am I this angry over this?
And that was the thing. And so we were hit by this thing blind. We were blind. And had to figure this thing out. So some of y'all may be going through the same thing, and it's like the arguments are extreme. Like, why are we at this level of argument over this simple thing? Like, the simple thing could be, you know, dealing with household chores, and, you know, boom, it turns into, instead of, it could be just a regular conversation, but then it turns into you attacking each other. And sometimes, honestly, I'm gonna talk to the ladies a little bit. Sometimes us as husbands, sometimes we don't know what's going on, you know. And so we really had to talk and have that conversation.
So we have to remind you every month, honey.
Every month.
I'm on my cycle. Honey, oh my God. I'm in the window. Honey, I know you've been with me for umpteen years, and, you know, this happens every month, but I'm just going to remind you. And that was so irritating.
It was, I know, and I could tell, but, you know, honestly, you know, I didn't understand. And so for today, hopefully we can help y'all to deal with this thing in a different way, because we've discovered ways of dealing with it.
Yo. So what right now we're talking about the mood swings and the emotional irritability, okay? That could be negatively impacting your marriage. And we've done a ton of research on this, and what's crazy is that this thing is legit causing divorce. You know, like, you know, it's not just the arguments. People are literally saying, you know what, we're not supposed to be together later on in life. Later on in life. And so the mood swings and the emotional instability is really causing so much conflict and tension that couples are at a place in their relationship where they're like, yo, we just need to call it quits. This is not working. Yes. All right. And so I want to just quickly talk about a stat real quick to match.
Let's bring the stats out here because this is serious.
You know, and so there's something out here, and then you can do the research. Y'all know we in the age of YouTube University and all of that, but there's something called a gray divorce. Okay, gray divorce is simply where couples are divorcing at older ages. Okay, after they've been together for many, many years. Yeah. Because they're just figuring out like, yo, this just ain't working. Right. You know, and that's that's a heartbreak to me because you've invested so much. You're talking 20, 30, 40 years of marriage. Yeah. Oh, no. What we ain't going to do, LaTroy. Yeah. We going to figure this out. We going to get some education. Right. But there is legit something that a whole lot of research is coming up because they're noticing that it's on a rise. Yeah. Gray divorce is on a rise because, you know, and they're like, wait a minute, something definitely must be going on amongst people who are in their second half of life. Right. You know, second half of life that's different than those that are in the younger phases of their relationship. Right. So what is happening in marriages with couples that are 40, 50, 60, 70 years old? Something is happening. And yeah, I see Cree is like a midlife crisis. Right. And that midlife crisis can come from many different angles. But what we're noticing is that PMS and menopause is definitely a crisis in a lot of relationships.
And if it catches you off guard and you don't really know what it is, you can tend to think that it's something wrong with your spouse. Right. You can tend to think like, I thought that Christina was just wanted to be mean, that she didn't want to submit to not to me, but to God. Because I would be like, you ain't supposed to be talking to me like that. Like, what is going on? Now, granted, that's not a hall pass or go, you know, disrespect your spouse pass. But at first, I didn't know what the problem was because that's where the demon mouth came from. Like,
yeah, we would have our worst arguments when I was in that cycle, like 2 weeks before my cycle. And I'm like, okay, I'm in this 2-week window, this 14-day window of PMS. And and you explained it too. Yeah. You're like, you started noticing, what was you noticing when you were studying?
One thing that made me discover, because I knew it wasn't natural. Well, I don't want to say natural. I knew it wasn't your natural behavior. And then I started noticing a pattern, you know, and when we would have these arguments, it would be so extreme. And I'm like, okay, let me step back and, you know, watch something and study something. And then I started noticing when your period was on is when you would be extreme. You know what I'm saying? And so I said, okay, hold on.
When it was about to come on.
When it was about to come on. I'm like,
when it's on, I actually feel better.
Right. You know, and I'm like, okay, hold on. You know, something adding up here. I'm like, okay, I notice when we argue, it's right before your period come on. And I started saying, okay, there got to be something here. So at first, I think I did a little bit of research, but then you really dove into it when we started talking about it.
Absolutely. We opened up conversation, open communication. We started partnering together. Yeah, yeah. Because we had to take out a calendar. Like, we were like, wait a minute.
Like, what's going on
This is
here?
a trend.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, it's like a pattern. It's almost at the same time. And so that's what happened. So that right there, like, it didn't solve the problem, but then at least we became aware of what was happening, you know. And for some marriages, it's like you're not even aware. Not saying that this is the problem when it comes to the communication gaps or breakdowns in your marriage, but this could very well be, because we noticed that a lot of our audience are, you know, we do have some younger people, but a lot of our audience is from 30s on up, all right? And this is around the season where it gets serious when it comes to PMS and menopause, you know? And so we just want y'all to really think about it and do some research and start noticing if there's a pattern that's going on when you do get disconnected, when y'all arguing, especially if it's getting to that extreme place, because there's going to be, you know, disconnection sometime, but not that toxic yelling and calling names and whatever, all those type of stuff.
I want to add too, we're not each other's target.
Right.
And I think that this natural thing becomes like weaponized, you know what I'm saying? And so we start using it as the main issue, and we start attacking each other.
Yeah.
And your lack of knowledge, you're all man.
Right.
So clearly you don't really truly know what I'm going through.
Right.
And that's something that I had to understand. I had to give you grace in regard to the fact that you will never know what it feels like to be a woman.
And that used to irritate you.
Oh yeah.
Like you used to tell me, you used to tell me how you felt, and I'll be like, man, I don't really know how that feel. And you used to be like, well, must be nice.
Must be nice.
It must be nice
to be you, sir.
Must be. And I'm like, babe, but I'm trying to understand. And so, because we really don't, as men, we don't understand. But we have to start understanding. So what we're gonna do? I want you to get into the stats, because we're gonna start. Hopefully we can empower you. Yeah. And wives, please tag your husbands if you're on here. Husbands, please tag your wives, because we believe that education is power. Knowledge is power. It is. And marriage, there's so many different layers to marriage. Mm-hmm. It ain't just about the love and romance. You got to learn how to work together when difficulties come too.
Absolutely. And so y'all already know we live to save broken marriages from divorce. That is our purpose. That's our vision. That's our mission. And to reveal the kingdom of God to the world. That's our mission. That's what we live to do. Yeah. And so when we started to see this trend, even in our sessions with our couples, we're noticing a lot of severe conflicts in couples that's been married for a long time. Yeah. And, granted, there's other issues that we are going to talk about, but this issue is an issue. Okay. Yeah. And so there was also a survey that we realized we were reading the other day on independent.co.uk. So the UK did a survey, and they surveyed over 1,000 women, right? And what they realized in these women that were over 40, that 70% of these divorced women, 1,000 divorced women, okay? And 70% of these women blamed menopause or PMS for why they got a divorce.
Wow.
They said the symptoms caused increased arguments and even domestic violence. Right? Increased arguments. And because they didn't really have the education, or they didn't know how to navigate it, they chose divorce over healthy solutions. Okay. And so that bothers us, being in the marriage industry. We're like, we got to figure this thing out. Like, God hates divorce. We hate divorce. So we have to find a solution around this. And one of the main things that we're realizing is not having the education. That's it. It's not having the education. Your spouse is not the enemy. Yeah. You see, we have to realize that there's a target on our back. Yeah. As soon as we say I do, the pits of hell is like, oh, you saying I do? Oh, I'm about to mess all of this up. Yeah. Right. And so there are self-inflicted wounds that we bring into the relationship, but there's also some things that are natural and that we can't really get rid of. So we need to figure out how to live with it in a healthy way.
We got to. The Bible says that, my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge.
Right.
If you don't know something, yes, especially when it comes to this PMS and menopause, yes, it will destroy your marriage, and it's happening all around the world. So let's talk about it right now. We gonna talk about some of the dangers of PMS and menopause, because if you're going through this, every marriage, every marriage will go through this. Now we know that some people deal with medical issues and things like that, but if you're going through this natural thing, it is going to affect your marriage, and you can't avoid it. You got to learn and get the knowledge on how to deal with it, because you got to deal with it.
It's not going anywhere, fam.
It ain't going nowhere.
Feel me? So okay.
I done prayed many nights. I'm like, please, can you stop the PMS? Can you stop the periods or something like that? And I'm like, God,
so we done prayed too, and so
we tried.
I've had to tell my husband, I said, honey, I know this is a lot for you, but can you imagine what it's like for me?
Right. Exactly.
And so if we can partner together and understand that this is a lot for both of us. And so, we talked a lot about the mood swings and the emotional instability, but how about the decrease in sex drive and the libido, the sexual discomfort. Let's talk about the changes in the hormonal levels. Like, you know, a lot of times it's like, you don't initiate sex. You know, the men are like coming on to the wife in a negative way.
Yeah.
You don't want me. You're not initiating sex. And it's almost like it's a target against the women, or
Right.
we're attacking the person instead of the issue.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It's not that, you know, it's not that she don't want to initiate sex.
Mm-hmm.
It's that she's, you know, having to climb these obstacles and these mountains physically, emotionally, mentally to get to you, sir.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of hindrances and things that she's going through that she has no control over.
Yeah.
Right. And so the decrease in libido, like sometimes you already know, you like, all right, babe, you know, what's up? You know, you ain't coming on. I'm like, babe, you know, it ain't that I don't want you, love. It's just that, you know, I'm feeling some type of way in my body. So I'm gonna need you right now to get behind the wheel of this car and drive it forward. And if you know how to get me there, right? You get behind the wheel, you drive it forward, and then I will come to, you know, but at first it is a struggle for me.
It is a struggle.
that window.
Yeah. And you know, this was a part of learning too, because I didn't know what was going on. And that's why communication is so key. And so we talked about it, and we had real serious conversation around this particular topic.
Yep.
And when you told me, you know, I had to really adjust myself, because, you know, it is an adjustment. But the reality is that, okay, I do want to feel wanted sometimes.
Oh, absolutely.
You know? And this is what a lot of men go through. We do want to feel wanted, and sometimes we don't understand when y'all are in that window that, okay, this is how you feeling. And so, like, I think we talked about it yesterday. We talked about it yesterday that, you know, men, well, me, I'm just talking about me, because I don't know how you feel, I don't know when you're shifting. And so that's why, you know, we as men, we need y'all to tell us sometimes, be more vocal about how you feeling and when you're shifting, because we don't feel it. We feel normal. We feel, you know, we don't go through the hormone type changes and things like that. We can understand logically, but we won't understand really emotionally how you actually feel, especially at that time when y'all going through those changes.
And that's why empathy is a struggle for you in that season.
Exactly.
And see, that's what I had to understand. I'm like, you know, babe, like, why can't I need you to be more understanding, more gentle, more compassionate, more empathetic.
Yep.
But the thing about it, in order to truly have empathy for somebody, you would have had to experience that for yourself to have genuine empathy. But you can have sensitivity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can, you know, get educated. You can have compassion. Right. Maybe, you know, not necessarily empathy. Like our daughter, she'll be 18 this year. Y'all know Genesis. We post her sometimes. You know, I have empathy for her. When I see her cramping, I already know exactly what this girl is feeling, because I'm a woman. You feel me? But you still don't really get it.
I really don't. I understand. I see it. You know, sometimes it hurts me, my little butterfly cramping.
Oh.
And it hurts me sometimes, you know, to see her like that, you know, and I'm like, okay. What's going on? So I try to do things around the house, you know.
You went and got her a heating pad and you put it on her little tummy. And,
you know, you know, and I try to do things like that to make y'all comfortable. But then I really still don't understand what you're going through. But that was like the struggle for me. Speaking in terms of sexuality, I mean, sex, I'm sorry. I really didn't know that this was a real thing. I just thought that you weren't attracted to me.
Oh, Lord. You know, and so we take it so personal. You feel me? So y'all talk back. Are y'all going through some of these things in your relationship? Let's be honest. Are you husband and wife sitting down and having real dialogue around what you're going through? Because marriage goes through seasons, you know, and this could be a season that could be impacting your marriage in a negative way if you don't have the education, if you don't have the patience, and if you don't have the compassion to even sit down and listen. Listen to each other. And, you know, I have compassion for you too, though. You know, it's not just me in this journey alone. You're in the journey with me. You're legit.
That's all we want. That's all we want as men, is that you understand that we're experiencing something, it's affecting us too.
Absolutely.
We don't want y'all to feel pity for us. Let me say that, but at least just understand that when y'all do go through these moods, when y'all do get irritable, we feel it, and it does take energy from us to, keep the atmosphere right,
Oh, you heard what you just said, energy from us.
Yeah.
And you and I had a conversation earlier about it. Could this be why a lot of men have issues with commitment? You know what I'm saying? With long-term commitment, because when you're in a long-term relationship like marriage, you're going to discover that, oh man, this woman is, having the PMS, the perimenopause, the menopause, and can you endure that season?
That's it. Can you handle that? And I remember when I think we were listening to Miles Monroe, and Miles Monroe say, look, a real man is a man that can handle his woman's period in menopause.
He did. You a real one, bro.
You're a real man if you can get through the period in menopause. And I would say yes, because it does take energy, and we're going to show y'all later on how we were able to deal with that, and how
we are dealing with it.
Right. How we are dealing with it, because some of us, we tend to think about it as a negative thing, but we're going to get to that later. But the physical symptoms, babe, how is it real? The physical symptoms, how do you feel? And hopefully y'all got your husbands on here to really understand.
Bro. Listen, lean in, sir. Husband, please lean in and listen to this, please, because we know, again, I'm going to repeat this, that you will never genuinely understand fully because you're a man. Okay, but just lean in your heart, at least, to open up and have compassion for what your wife may be going through in this season, right? So fatigue is real. That was something that you were noticing about me too, because I'm genuinely a perky up, let's go type of person first thing in the morning.
Yep.
And then you said you started noticing like a decline, like in my energy.
Yep.
Like that's normally the first sign for me. I notice there's an energy shift, right? That starts to go down. And then I'm not quite here yet, but with menopause and perimenopause, I hear about the hot flashes. Oh my God. Like that's scaring your girl a little bit,
Oh my gosh.
My mom, now she did used to talk about that. Sweating just a lot. And I hear so many women talking about that.
Right.
So I could imagine that's impacting the boom boom room too.
Right.
This woman is like burning up, not feeling good. Like she don't really want to be sexual right now. So, so that's a symptom that is a real thing. And I hear so many women that are in that like 50 and over crowd talking about it. And, sometimes they feel like they're suffering in silence because talking to their husband sometimes is like, I love you, babe, but it sort of feels, I mean this with all respect, but sometimes it feel like talking to a rock.
And it might be, you like, for real. And that's the thing, and I think it's healthy for women to talk to women about it.
Okay.
I do think
that's good.
Because
that's good.
you want to talk
that's
to
fair.
somebody that understands, because men it's almost like we feel like we getting the pressure to feel me.
Okay.
But we'll never feel how you feel as a woman. And we can sympathize, but we will never feel how it feels to have. And so that's why I think that it is good for women to talk to women about it.
Yeah, and there's support groups and Facebook groups and all of that women do have created, because we do understand that only we get each other.
Yeah.
So that is a good point.
And I want to add this too. Mm-hmm. I think it's good for men to talk to men about it.
That part, husband support, like
I really think that men should talk to men on how do we deal with this thing that's going on as far as PMS and menopause. How do we deal with it in a healthy way? We as men got to talk about it more, because it's a real thing, and if we treat it as a disease, because that's the way we treat it.
I know, like,
it's not a disease.
Thank you. I don't want to feel like I'm a defect. We're gonna
deal with that later.
God, we're fearfully sisters and wonderfully made out here,
It.
But we have been feeling that from the male community, though. for years, for generations, for decades. Like it's a joke. It's turned into something so comical. You know, we've been like isolated into this category that you know, she's the problem and she's broken. And so I really think that we got to partner together to change that narrative.
That's it. And that's what
it's very offensive.
That's what we're going to shift today. That's why it's so important that y'all, you know, tag your spouse, because we want to talk about that today, because it's real. But that's real, baby. And for the husbands, please, like, you really got to learn this. Think about this and meditate. Take notes, really, honestly. Another thing that that I realize and that we realize is it increases the stress in women, like the stress levels and the anxiety. And, you know, this is one thing that I realize is, like, you know, during that window, tough conversations get to be too much.
Oh, yeah. You know, that is definitely something I've noticed about me. Like when I start to see we about to get off, or say, you know, because we're together all the time. Like we're always making decisions. We work together and stuff. And so when you may say something and I may not like it, or I say something that you don't like, and we're trying to communicate and have a conversation, if I start to feel that it's about to go off, when I'm in that window, I shut down. Because I get irritable. I'm getting short. I feel like I'm about to tell you off.
Christina, your thing, Christina will say, you know, no, I need my peace. Christina, I need my peace.
The peace for me,
This is what Christina say. I need my peace. And I'm trying to have just a regular conversation. I'm like, okay, baby, what's like, and honestly, for me, it honestly takes Christina actually telling me, hey, babe, I'm in that window. Because like I said, I don't feel what she feeling. And it could be a week after her period just went off. It seemed like your period just went off yesterday. And I'm like, you in this window already? Like, what's going on?
3.5 weeks, like clockwork. Like clockwork.
What in the world is going on? And, you know, so I used to think that, okay, it's just you. It's just you.
Just me.
But when she was in that window,
I hope it's not just me. Sisters, can y'all talk back? Is it just me? Like any of the 35 and over crowd, the 40 and over, the 50 and over, you know, have y'all faced any of these challenges in your relationship, in your marriage? You know, sometimes do you feel like it's just you? I feel like so many of us in marriage feel like, man, it's just me. Husbands feel like it's just me. You know, and so it's not one-sided. Is we both need support. We both need understanding in this area. So stress for me in that window is a no-go. It's a no-go because number one, you know, biologically, there's a decrease in estrogen. You see, something is really happening behind the scenes where I'm noticing right away, okay, my mood is starting to decline. And that's the chemical that contributes to making you feel good. You know, a feel good chemical is decreasing. So I don't feel good, like for real. And a lot of times when I start noticing that, I get quiet and I pull away because I don't want to hurt you. I don't want, I have self-awareness and I don't want my mood to impact you because you haven't done anything to me.
And sometimes we feel this way, and this is where, you know, and it's so strange, y'all, because, you know, I know Christina, you know, and most women, when we talk about this, most women is like, okay, I feel this way and I pull away. I don't want to be around you, but I want you around me.
Don't go too far.
Like,
just get away from me. I don't want over there.
I don't want to be around you, but then why you going in the other room? You ain't coming after me. You ain't talking to me. Like, what? And this used to be so confusing to me. Like, I'm like, and we would get into arguments, and I would just say, babe,
because you be trying to get away. Like, yo, okay, I think you need some time to yourself. That's your favorite thing.
I'm like, babe, I think you need some time. Because I'm around you. I'm being nice to you. But, like, what's going on? Like, you know, you want to hold me hostage and just be mean to me? I'm like, okay.
Stop.
Like, man. Look, Christina. Like, where are we going with this conversation right now? And so, you know, but, you know, I had to become aware that it increases the stress, it increases the irritability, and it also, you know, it increases arguments.
if you don't know what's happening. And so again, conflict rise potential, it has a potential to increase the conflicts and the arguments. Okay. And so again, physically there's issues going on, mentally there's issues going on. A lot of women get depressed. Depression sinks in because why? She doesn't like the way she feels either. Okay. Emotional issues are kicking in where she's starting to feel sad, her mood is shifting. And so again, what we want is to come to the table. Our vows said in sickness and in health. We made these vows to be there for one another, not just when things are good, when we vibing and we friends and we smiling, but what about when your spouse is not well, when your spouse is not their best? Can you show up for them?
That's
good. You know what I'm saying? Can we show up for each other even when we're at our worst?
That's good right there.
And that's what I love about us. We've seen each other at our worst, at our best. Good. And we're partners together. Good. And so when we really realized that this was causing an impact in our marriage, I love your heart where you started doing your own research and you said, okay, babe, wow. Okay, you're really not just trying to be mean to me. You're really not just making this stuff up. Because I remember at one point, it was just me telling you what I'm going through. But then you had to take a step further and say, let me do my own research. And that's the heart of a husband. You see what I'm saying? The heart of a husband says, I'm not going to be selfish and make this marriage all about me. I'm going to take a step back because this is my wife. Right. I'm supposed to remove the spots and the wrinkles and nourish this woman and cherish this woman. And because I love you, I want to understand you. Ooh. Could that be what God meant when he said, husbands, dwell with your wife according to knowledge? First, you need to know she's totally different. Right? And so I feel like I started to feel that it was more possible to work when I saw that you stopped demonizing me.
And that's the part because we got to, and we're gonna get into some ways that we deal with this. The first thing, we had to change our mindset about it. The stigma behind PMS, the stigma behind PMS and menopause, we had to change it. One of the things that God began to show me is like, it's not a negative thing.
Thank you.
It's not a negative thing. The reason why, if you think negative about a situation, it's a natural thing. If you think negative about it, then you're going to deal with it in a negative way.
Yes.
And so one of the things that I had to do that God showed me is that Christina brought 3 kids into my world through her body.
Amen. What a blessing.
Through birth. Through the PMS and the period and all these different things. Like God allows, this is a natural part of her body, and God uses those things in her body to bring a miracle into this world. And so I had to shift my thinking about it. And this helped me to really approach the situation in a different way. So now one of the things that we do right now, y'all, is I said, babe, number one, communicate, have open communication about it. So now she warns me every month of when she feels a certain way. And I said, baby, okay, this is what we're going to do. In order to shift the mindset about the PMS and things, let's say we in spa season. It's spa season.
Self-care.
It's spa season. And so what that does, it lets us know that, okay, this is the time where now I have to be more serving, more loving, more caring, especially emotionally. I got to be more caring, more loving, more there for her emotionally. And then treat her, if she needs more of the massages and things like that, treat her better, give her more time to herself, allow her, keep the peace around her.
Glory.
And
Come
so,
on, peace,
and so that's the
peace.
thing, we shifted it from being, oh boy, here we go, into, okay, here we go. Let's go. Let's deal. This is spa season for us. You see what I'm saying? And I noticed that when we think about it like that, I keep, she stays in a good place, even though it's still a challenge because she feeling the mood and
it's still there,
the effects of the body. But it doesn't help when she doesn't feel like she's in the atmosphere to be a woman. Because PMS and menopause, it's natural for a woman. So let's change the idea behind what it is. It's not a negative thing. It's a beautiful thing that God allowed us to go through. Wow. And I believe that really, honestly, this is the time This is where what God uses to help men to become more of a husband.
Wow.
It's spa season, baby. It's spa season.
That blessed me so much when you shared that revelation with me about how God allowed your mindset to shift about it and how you viewed me and your perception. Because I really, felt broken. I felt like even my mindset behind it was negative.
Right.
Because I didn't want to feel the way I was feeling either. And
I understand, because I was making you feel negative about it.
Yeah.
And so you were thinking negative. So I realized I got to change our perspective of what it is. Mm-hmm. If it's a natural thing, meaning that God created you like this. Mm-hmm. If it's a natural thing, God don't create anything to kill us.
Yeah.
He creates us to create things to make it better. So it's spa season, baby.
Oh,
it's spa season.
Baby.
And
that just, y'all see how I just lit up, like emotionally and mentally. It just took an enormous weight off of me when your mindset shifted and you started caring for me. And then we started to review something. Check this out. Like I remember even last month, in the month before that, we started like looking back. We're like, wait a minute, our arguments are starting to decline. Our disagreements are going down. Like I remember one night I got done with some sessions and I came upstairs and you had the massage table laid out. Like we got a whole, I was in that window a couple months or last month. Mm-hmm. You've been doing it a lot. Mm-hmm. And I needed that. Mm-hmm. I had a stressful day, and so you massaged me and I went to sleep afterwards, come through. And and I was like, wow, babe, thanks. So really just helping and partnering with me and supporting me to keep the stress levels down as much as you can. Now, I understand you got your own life and stressors, but if you can add to my peace, then please do that. And I've seen that that's a major change that you've taken, and it has just drastically helped us, me and us.
Right. And so that right there is the first thing, y'all. Yeah. Somebody put on the timeline, it's spa season. Like
spa season.
This is something. Let's change the how you think about PMS and menopause. We know that, I can't empathize with you, but I know that it's a challenging thing. I know it don't feel good. I know, but if you can get that mindset in your marriage, that it's not a negative thing. Talk to your spouse. Talk to each other. Renew your mind about it. It's not a negative thing. This is something, if it's natural, it's something that we got to go through.
That's good.
It's like, stop complaining about it. Mm-hmm. Let's make the best out of this thing, because it's a beautiful thing. This is how God allowed a miracle to come into this world, come into your life.
Wow.
It's spa season. Talk to your husbands about it. And husbands, if you are on here, don't change your mind about it. I know the pressure that it has. I know the pressure that's on husbands to create the atmosphere, because you got to use energy to maintain that atmosphere.
A lot of energy.
You got to.
It's a lot.
Because you do have to take the shortness. You do have to take the irritability and things like that. But if you're aware of it, you can change. You can accommodate your wife's moods.
And can I add to that? Because thank you for contributing to that. Thank you for the grace that you've given me. Mm-hmm. But I have also learned that you're not my punching bag, number one. So when
Can we talk about
when
it?
I notice, and I know you've noticed this, when I notice I'm irritable, I take responsibility for that though. I pull away, I go to myself, I get a little quiet because I'm realizing I'm not in my best mood. So you don't have to take husbands, the abuse. We're not giving, PMS and menopause as a license to be just mean to your husband. That's not what we're saying, by any means. Now. Right. So when I realize that I am off, emotionally and mentally, I start pulling away a little bit more. I start to be a little more quiet. I start to even communicate, babe, I got to be real. This just ain't the time. I don't feel like having that conversation right now, because it's just not the right time.
Right.
Timing is important. And then in addition to spa season, that revelation that God gave you on how to serve me in that season, I've also realized the importance of self-care.
That's it. That was good.
Yeah, the importance of self-care in that season. You see what I'm saying? I have to be accountable, since I also know, see, now we got to take ownership too. We both partnering with each other.
That's it.
So you're increasing your level of serving me, and then I'm increasing my level of self-care. Go spend time with yourself, Christina, and spend, get your favorite movie, your favorite snack, go for a ride, sit in the park, go read a book, take a nice hot bath with some eucalyptus and Epsom salt, girl, light the candles, put on some spa music, like go get pedicures and manicures or whatever you need to do to be accountable for that season and that window that you're in. It's called partnership. Marriage is a partnership, and it should never be one-sided where 100% of the weight is on one person to carry the relationship. That is not fair.
Come on. And that right there is so beautiful. And I love that. And the partnership during this season, during this time, that's what it has to become.
Right.
Because, I know we sometimes, like you were saying, we demonize it. And then a lot of men is like, okay, it's that time of the month. Let me get away.
Let me get away from you.
And you begin to start treating your spouse bad. And I used to do that. You start treating your wife bad instead of serving her more, understanding what she's going, trying to understand what's going on. Be loving, be caring, And so, let's shift this thing. It's spa season, I think that y'all should talk to each other if you're going through this and try to come to an understanding together and say, look, let's partner with this thing.
Absolutely.
I know my roles and my responsibilities around this time.
I know mine.
I got to let you know, Christina, this is Christina. She said, I'll start to let you know.
Yeah. I'll give you a heads up, babe.
When it's spa season, so that you can adjust yourself, and don't think that I'm attacking you or I'm just don't want to be around you, that I don't, being mean and stuff like that. So she prepares me by telling me, hey, baby, it's spa season. I'm like, okay. I got you.
And another thing I've realized that I started doing too, and I know you've noticed, if I get quiet, I'm not a quiet person generally. I'm very talkative for the most part.
Can you say that again?
So
this is confession time.
It's very noticeable when I shift, because normally my personality is bubbly, right? And I think you've said that. Yeah. But when I start to go through this window, I get quiet. Right. And so what I've been doing is giving you like disarming you, and I started saying, hey babe, I know I'm quiet right now, but it's not, you haven't done anything to me.
Right.
I'm just not really feeling my best. I'm in this window, and I just don't want you to think that you've done anything, babe. I'm just quiet.
Right.
I'm just really quiet, and I'm not quiet because there's nothing wrong with our marriage.
Right.
I'm just quiet because I am going through something.
Right. Yep.
In my body that has nothing to do with you. So I be giving you that, and I'll rub you and everything.
And I love that.
Yeah, like it's not you, babe.
And that's the beauty behind that's wisdom, y'all. Wives, that's wisdom, because we don't know what's going on.
And a lot of times when we get quiet, the husbands do feel
like, what did I do now?
That part.
What's wrong? What's going on? What you thinking about? Is something hurting you? Is something bothering you? And we do feel that. So, that's where the partnership comes in at. You have to talk about how you feeling. You have to, you first got to be aware of what you're going through.
That part.
In order for your husband to be aware. You can't expect your husband to know that you in spa season.
Yep.
And you don't even know that you in spa season.
Facts.
Can I say that one more time?
Yeah, come on now. Self-awareness.
You have to be aware that you are in spa season.
Yeah.
Don't expect your husband to know you in spa season. You pulling away and things. So you got to know. Because
you're gonna make him feel weird,
right?
Like he done did something to you,
right? Yeah. Exactly. And so that's been helping us, y'all. That's been helping us. And so, like you were saying, these are ways that the things that's been helping us, and it's been. The number one thing that has been helping us is, first of all, the awareness.
Yes.
And changing our mindset about it.
Yes.
But the third thing, definitely, and I think we mentioned it before, is getting the education.
Absolutely.
About it. Getting the education about it.
Yeah.
Talking about the symptoms, exploring and understanding how you feel.
And I want to understand you. What I love about our marriage, here's the thing, family. get to know the psychology of your spouse. You see what I'm saying? Like, I want to know you too. Yeah. And when I started to realize that something that was natural, that was naturally happening to me, was hurting you and impacting you, that's when I had to take a step back and get educated on how I could better our marriage for us.
Right.
So that's when I discovered, okay, sis, Christina, this is what you got to do. Yeah. Number one, you have to vocalize that you're feeling some type of way so he don't feel hurt and attacked. Yeah. Number two, you have to take ownership of what you're dealing with and have self-care. Yeah. Okay? You have to do something to keep your stress levels down, because if your stress levels are up, who's the person that's going to feel it? Right. LaTroy. Yeah. And I don't want to hurt you. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, and good. So we started partnering together, and then you did your own research and you started figuring out, okay, what can I do to help us? Yeah. Did y'all hear that? What can I do to help us? Mm-hmm. If both husband and wife can ask themselves that question, what can I do? Put that in the comments. What can I do to help us? I feel like we can get through this season in a healthy way.
Because it's not, your spouse is not your enemy.
Facts.
That's the thing. Your spouse is not your enemy. And that's what this season tends to do if you're not aware of it. Yep. You know, we start attacking each other because you're making me feel uncomfortable. You know, and now you're the problem. And then you get into this back and forth thing when it's not your spouse is not the problem. No. You know, there's a shift that there's something that need to be addressed in your marriage.
Come on here.
We got to partner together to find out how to get us to maneuver through this season because it's not going anywhere. You know, so let's partner together. Let's be adults and let's talk about it.
Yeah, and I feel like, I know we're talking about PMS and menopause and marriage and also perimenopause, but I feel like this mindset can help us in all aspects of our marriage. What can I do to help us? If we get that mindset about finances, okay, what can I do to help us?
That's good.
When we get this idea or our mindset about conflict, what can I do to help us? Parenting, what can I do to help us? Did y'all see that? Like, so it's about partnership.
Yes.
You know, and I feel like a lot of marriages lack partnership. Yeah. We abandon each other. Yeah. When times get hard, instead of partnering together, we be like, okay, that's too much for me, I'm out. Ooh. That's too much for me, I'm out. Okay, so we got to get rid of a spirit of abandonment.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's, to me, like, that's a problem.
Ooh, so it's been like, this thing is working for us. Hopefully y'all got these nuggets and these tools. I want to go back through it because the number one thing is awareness.
Yes.
Be aware that this is a situation in your marriage that need to be addressed. You know what? This is menopause and PMS is a situation. Yeah. Let's talk about it. Yeah. That's the second thing. Communicate about it. All right. The third thing, change your mindset about it. It's not a negative thing.
Renew your mind.
It's spa season. It's spa season.
It's self-care.
It's self-care. It's really a time that a husband now could shift to serving his wife more. Ooh. And it's time now for the wife to be able to relax and to take care of her, of yourself more. And we as husbands got to give y'all that space. Because y'all carry our kids. Y'all are like for real. We have to cater to you. Now, husbands deserve to be catered to also. Now, we're not saying that the marriage is all about the wives, because I know a lot of husbands are like, okay, well, what about us? What about me?
I wanted to add that quick little nugget really quickly, because even in that season when I know good and well I don't feel good, right, or I don't feel 100, right, sacrificial love kicks in.
That's it.
The servant heart and attitude kicks in, and I think we've communicated that too.
Yes.
I have to put that to the side because I want to serve you.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, and I still serve my man now, even in that season. Libido could be down.
I love that.
But I push through that.
Yes.
You feel me? So I want to make sure that that's clear too. Servant. We are two servants in this relationship.
Two servants in love. And you know what? We got something else that will help y'all to build the love and the closeness in your relationship. So check this out and make sure that y'all get ready to ask your questions, because we're going to answer some questions when we come back. If y'all got any questions about anything about this issue this topic that we just talked about, or about anything in marriage. After this promo, we're going to come right back, y'all. All right?
Get ready to spice up your relationship and dive deep into the world of Intimacy Uncensored, an online event hosted by the dynamic duo LaTroy and Christina, the founders of Married for Real. Mark your calendars, because on April 13th, 2024, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you're in for a treat. Imagine a cozy Saturday morning, a cup of coffee in hand, and the secrets to a passionate and fulfilling marriage unveiled just for you. LaTroy and Christina, your guides on this journey, bring you a wealth of experience and a dash of humor. This isn't your typical relationship advice. It's real, it's raw, and it's uncensored. Ever wondered how to keep the flame alive? Or maybe you're looking for that extra spark in your marriage? Well, look no further. Join us as we explore the depths of intimacy and connection, leaving no stone unturned. Discover the hidden gems of a successful marriage, the art of communication, and the secrets that make a relationship not just last, but thrive. LaTroy and Christina will share their personal stories, practical tips, and answer your burning questions, creating an atmosphere that's as comfortable as chatting with old friends. So, whether you're newlyweds or celebrating decades together, Intimacy Uncensored is your go-to event to elevate your connection and make your marriage the best it can be. Grab your virtual seats, set the mood, and get ready to embark on a journey of love, laughter, and a whole lot of intimacy. We'll see you on April 13th, 2024, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't miss out on the chance to transform your relationship, because love is meant to be celebrated.
All right, fam. So we are so excited about Intimacy Uncensored, April 13th. Y'all come on and get your tickets. Come on and get in the room. Let's have this conversation. Clarity, we see you, girl. She's like, I will be there April 13th. Because just like this conversation today on PMS and menopause and marriage, the conversation about intimacy, like the layers, the levels to intimacy, that conversation isn't had enough. You know, from a biblical perspective also, and also a practical perspective. Like let's be practical too, you know, because sex was created for marriage. And one thing that we say is that marriage should be experienced. Right. Sex should be experienced. Big time. You feel me? On different dimensions and levels. And so we want to really open up this conversation and really, really talk. So we look forward to seeing you guys there. Yeah. Now let's answer some questions. If y'all have any questions pertaining to the topic, let's go ahead and put it in the comment section so we can give you guys some answers if we have those answers.
Yeah, and while y'all putting y'all comments up there, questions up there, you know, babe, I just want to talk about just how, like, I'm proud of us.
Oh,
like how, you know, because it's been it took us a while.
Resilience.
It did. It took us years to understand what we were going through, but you know what I mean, once we got it, we started doing the work and the research, and we started growing. Now it wasn't an overnight thing, but we started growing up to the place that we are today, you know.
Absolutely.
And you know, and so, but we started knocking those issues out, you know.
We did.
I like that about us because
I love us, babe. We don't give up. That's one thing y'all gonna know. Through it all, we still win. We winning, and that's what we want to encourage you guys to do. Don't give up. You don't give up on each other. You know what I'm saying? I'll never leave you or forsake you.
Ooh, and I'll always change for you.
And that's what it's the heart that we have now that we didn't have before. You know, a thriving marriage starts in the heart.
That's it.
Y'all hear that? A thriving marriage starts in the heart. If that's what you really, really want in your heart, then you will do whatever it takes to get that.
That's it.
Yeah. You know, and so that's what this is. And that's why we come on to encourage and motivate you guys in different areas of marriage, because we want to glorify God. At the end of the day, we want a godly marriage.
That's it.
Yeah, we want a marriage that God can be proud of. I know you just said we're proud of each other. Yeah. But don't y'all want God to be proud of y'all? Don't you want God to be like, yo,
that's it.
That's my son and daughter right there.
That's a beautiful thing, you know. And so that's why I think we always every other week or at least once a month we do some check-ins about how is our marriage doing.
Yeah.
How are we doing? How am I doing as a husband? How are we doing as a wife? And I love that about us because we're always doing the maintenance. Now we don't always think about the work. Like, can we talk about that? We don't. Our marriage is not
task driven.
It's not task driven. Our marriage is not task driven.
Okay.
All right. We love to have fun. We get out there and we have fun, and we ain't talk about no issues in marriage. We have fun, but at least once a month we talk about. Okay, let's do a check-in. We check our pulse.
All right.
The pulse of the marriage.
That part.
We check the marriage esteem. We check, how am I doing serving? You see what I'm saying?
I love that.
That's a requirement. That should be a natural requirement in marriage.
That part. Listen, anything you value, you want to take care of it. You want to do that maintenance. Come on through. Like, come on. You maintenance on your house. You maintenance on your car. You maintenance anything you value.
That's it.
Okay, so you have to put in the work, fam. Marriage shouldn't be all about work, but it does take work.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so we're not saying we're always like, oh, let's fix this, let's fix that.
Right.
Nah, we're enjoying life right now because we fixed a lot of the things that were broken. Okay, and that's what we want to encourage you guys to do. Don't allow this season that is natural, the PMS season, the menopause season, to break and destroy your marriage. It's out there, fam. People are legit getting divorced.
Yeah.
Legit, 70%. I was looking at an article the other day. Yeah, it says 70% blamed menopause and divorce for marriage problems.
Yeah.
They had an increase in arguments and domestic violence, and so they just said, okay, let's call it quits.
See, that's too high. That is too much.
No.
Yep. So,
all right, so there you have it, fam. If there's no questions,
we got one from our sister. I think one from our sister. Clarity, what's going on?
Okay. I get you, girl. She said her husband don't quite understand it, so he's a little squeamish around that time when she's on her cycle, and he don't really even want to come near her, and but she's like, sir, it's not like the cold or COVID. You can't catch it. Right. You feel me? Like, this ain't nothing you gonna catch, okay? It's something that you should understand, and it's an opportunity, like you just said, to serve.
Yeah.
So, share this information with my brother Johnny, and hopefully it'll give him a different perspective on it and a different outlook. Because a lot of times, the behavior won't change until the perspective change.
Yeah.
So if he can get a new perspective about it, then maybe his behavior about it will change.
Yeah, and I can't see it more better than that. That's exactly, what it takes, a different perspective. And so hopefully that'll help. Kendria, we see you. I can't put your comment on the post on the timeline. I mean on the broadcast, but you want to answer that?
Kendra, you said, what's the best way to get your husband back emotionally connected to you? He lacks initiative and being proactive to finding a resolution to issues he's created beyond his control, though. Now I'm in this mood phase and we argue too much. Let's see. Yeah, let me just get to the end. We want the marriage to be forever, and we're trying to not get a divorce. Well, praise God for that.
Yeah.
How you ended it. Thank God that you want your marriage. Because a lot of times when we're helping couples, the very first thing we ask them is, do you want your marriage?
Do you want your marriage?
Because if you don't want your marriage, we're wasting our good time here.
Yeah.
Okay. But after they say yes, then we ask them a second question and we say, okay, now are you willing to do whatever it takes?
Yeah.
Okay, to save your marriage?
Yeah.
And we wait on an answer. And if they say yes, we say, okay, now we can help you. This is what you need to do. So number one, you might need a third party to come in. You might need some counsel or mediation so that there's a different perspective. Because a lot of times when we've had so many conflicts in the relationship, there's just this bad vibe. Like, nah, you ain't hearing me, you ain't listening to me. But in essence, neither one of you are really listening to each other. And so a lot of times you need that third party to come in to give this insight, perspective, and also accountability. Because another reason why people be doing what they doing out here in these streets, because there's no accountability. So, you know, that third party can call that person out and say, in love, speak the truth in love and say, you know, ma'am, sir, you know, maybe if you would, you know, change this, maybe it's your tone, maybe it's your lack of attention, maybe there's no quality time, or maybe if you adjust this, the marriage will go in a healthier direction. So I would say if he's in that space, really recommend, and then if he's not open to counsel, because that's another issue,
right? You
get help. Remember, what can I do to help us?
Ooh, man, we love rocking with y'all every Thursday, and today, you know, this is a topic that we don't see nobody talking about it, but it is serious in your marriage. And so we felt like this is something that we have to talk about more. So you'll probably be hearing more about this because it is affecting a lot of marriages in a negative way when it's not a negative thing. I'm gonna say that again because we got to shift the mindset to couples all around the world. You know, PMS and menopause is not a negative thing. It's something that we have to mature and grow and change. We got to.
That's good.
Adjust.
Yeah.
To the natural thing that God get allowed to happen in our marriage. You know, it's a natural thing.
So put in the comments, adapt and adjust.
Adapt and adjust.
We have to be adaptable.
Yeah.
And then make the adjustments in that season.
That's it.
This is a season. It's just a season.
It's spa season. It's spa season.
And self-care. Let's go.
Y'all spread that word. Spread the word. It's spa. Help people to start to think more positive about it. It's spa season. I get a chance to serve you. You get a chance to take care of yourself. You know, it's spa season. So let's change the narrative about PMS and menopause.
All right, fam. So we love you guys. We're gonna get out of here. Y'all already know. Every Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern, y'all can meet me back here for Monday prayer and empowerment.
Yeah.
And then every Thursday, right here on Facebook Live and YouTube Live, we come and do our live podcast.
That's right.
On Thursdays at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
That's right.
Go ahead and tag somebody, share this video, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and go on our website, fam. If you need anything, for those who know, we do have a book out. Who don't know, The Marriage Mouth. Go ahead and get that on YouTube. If you guys would like to host us in your city for an event, a marriage event, a workshop, a conference, a retreat, go to our website and go ahead and submit a request through marriedforreal.com. And then also there's merch on our website as well, Married for Real tees for the summer or whatever you guys may like. Go ahead and get that as well. I think we're done, love.
We're done? Mm-hmm. All right, y'all. Y'all go to our website if y'all want to learn more about us. And remember, if you take these messages and you apply it to your life, you too can say, through it all,
we still win.
God bless y'all. It's spa season. Let's go.